What's up guys, today I'm bringing you a little bit of a weird video because I've decided, obviously because I received that magic package in the mail not so long ago, I think it was actually yesterday. I'm actually going to be doing a video on an opening and possibly a duel with Razer. The reason why I'm actually bringing you a sort of profile is for two reasons. One, because of these sleeves. If you can see on the side, there's some crippling. That's consistent throughout the whole entire sleeves. You can see that. You can see all of that white. That is not light. That's not the reflecting light. That is the sleeves. In my package, from Chaos Cards. So yeah, plug in Chaos Cards for this one. Again, I got these Extreme Shield sleeves. Now, they have the same sort of quality as Ultra Pro. That's the one I'm looking for. They move around like standard Ultra Pro stuff does, you know, that kind of motion. But the edges, the edge wear that came through, and it's not any fault of Chaos Cards, it's the edge wear was a bit awful. So if you see those, only go for them if you see them for like barely anything at all, like less than £5. I don't know how much they cost right now, but you know, only go for those if they're cheap, and that will be the reason why I'm also bringing this to you because I'm going to probably get loads of people saying, you're shit at this game. And I'm going to reply with, yes I am. I'm only doing this for fun, and I thought it would be a cool idea to just do some magic videos because it'd be a bit different, and because my good friend Razer quit Yu-Gi-Oh! Essentially because of all the stuff. Fair fucks to him, and I still like playing cards with him and my friends. So that's why I'm bringing this to you, and we're going to be doing a video on that. So I'm going to just show you what I've got, and essentially this is a video telling you about why I'm going to be shit in those videos. So I'm just going to pull these to the side. I've split them into monsters, so creatures, non-creatures, and land, I do believe. 1 second, I'm just going to go through them, and yes. I made this simply from three of the structured decks, I guess you could call them, and the packs that I got in those structured decks. So yeah, that's why this is probably going to be pretty awful. I tried to make it a vampire based deck, but you know, vampire black white. So yeah, first one is a Carrier Thrall. You know, it puts one. When it dies, it gets me a Skion, an Eldrazi Skion creature, because those give me extra mana for mana pool. So this is literally Theory Brew. This is all Theory Brew. So yeah. Then we got 2 Zulaport Cutthroat, which will make my opponent it will make my opponent lose 1 life and me gain 1 life, which all of that comes into sort of play later on with some of the monsters that I've got. Whenever it does that, whenever it dies or whenever another creature dies whilst it's on the field, which is really quite nice. So yeah. Well, one of the creatures that it helps is my 2 copies of Defiant Bloodlord. So whenever it's a flying creature, so your opponent can't block unless they're flying, or unless they've got a thing that will say that they can block flying. Whenever I would gain life, my opponent will actually lose that life, which goes along with Zulaport Cutthroat, making them lose like 2 life as well. Then I've got 2 Blood Bond Vampires, which when I gain life will put a +1/+1 counter onto it. So that'll make it a 4/4 or more. Then I've got apparently it was one of the most expensive cards of its set, which is kind of funny, since you put the hollow in the centre, because I'm a rarity whore. So it has First Strike. I forget what First Strike does, but it's also got Flying as well, and whenever it will deal combat damage, it puts +1/+1 counter on all attacking creatures I control, which is actually kind of cool. So it means that if I'm doing like a big push, then it'll give me some more power. Then for the last monster, for the darks, or for the blacks, sorry, we're going to get slaughtered by some of the magic players. I play 4 Malakir Familiar, which gains +1/+1, and whenever I gain life, as well as it also has Flying and Death Touch, which is really cool. I know what Death Touch does though, luckily. I think that's the one where it kills an opponent's, it kills a monster your opponent controls or something like that when it attacks it. Then I've got a black-white, only one black-white though. Let's move those out of shot. So that's Drana's Emissary, where it's flying, and at the start of the upkeep, your opponent loses 1 life and I gain a life, which also helps with some of my effects as well. Then for the whites, I don't run as many whites, so I run only 3 Stonehaven Medic, just to gain myself a bit of life. Then 2 Courier Griffin, to carry on gaining life. And even more life, I have Sovereignty, Feladir's Sovereign, which has lifelink, and it's an instant win condition that I will never get off, most likely. Then into the non-creature instant/sorceries, I guess. I have Tandem Tactics as unfortunately the only white instant, so that this will give me +1/+2, and then I gain 2 life, which will also make me proc some of my cards, some of my vampire cards. This actually in tandem with Malakir Familiar is actually really strong, because it will mean that I will have a what was it? It's like it will be something like a +4. It'll be a 4 attacking flying Death Touch, which is actually really cool, and has screwed over my friends a couple of times before. I played 1 Grave Birthing. This actually makes them exile a card from their graveyard, and it will put a Scion token again, which will let me get more mana, and then it will allow me to draw a card as well. Then I play 2 Demon's Grasp, because it's late game removal. And then double Maya's Malice, because if you get off its second effect, it's actually really quite strong, as well as it discards 2 cards from your opponent's hand, meaning that they can't really do as much unless they've got a response. And then I have 3 Dutiful Return to get some creatures back to my hand when I need them for the next turn. Lovely. Throwing land at you. Then for the land, it's a pretty hefty stack of land. I have two Blighted Step. Oh yeah, sorry, I explained that. I can tap this land, and it will give me mana. But if I tap 3 white land and itself, I sacrifice it to gain 2 life for each creature I control, which is actually really strong if I have like 5 creatures. That'll give me like 10 life. Then I have triple Evolving Wild, so it just speeds up getting to my basic land. Okay, so the last 2 set of land that I actually run are the plains and swamplands, so I need to remember how many I've got, so I'm just going to throw them down. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So it's 12 swamps. I haven't actually done the math, so I don't actually know how many plains there are. So that's 12 swamp, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 10 plains, I guess. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, this is a bit of a prerequisite video just for the couple of future magic videos I may decide to do, because I don't really know. It's an interesting game. I do find it fun. It's just I don't know whether it's going to be my thing. I find it to be very slow in comparison to Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm very much an advocate of the faster sort of gameplay that Yu-Gi-Oh brings, you know, OTKs, all that kind of stuff. It's sort of what I enjoy more. But yeah, just to show you sort of what I'm working with. Also, I'm just gonna sort of pick you up and show you this new mat that I got. I think it's fucking beautiful, and call me a creepy fucking pervert nerd if you really want, but you know, I like it, it's cool. That came in today. I would shout out who I bought it from, but I honest to God can't remember their name. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I guess I will see you in the next video. Catch you later. Quick note as well. Shout outs to Chaos Cards for providing me with the actual. This is another shout out for them for providing me these. Even though they're a bit janky, they are quite good for what I use them for. So yes, check out chaoscards.co.uk for great deals on TCG and TCG accessories. I'll catch you guys in the next video.